Hello and welcome to my practice take of a webinar I plan to do to promote a 3-week emotional transformation challenge. Maybe that should be the title. Yeah. And this is based on Brendon Burchard's influencer roadmap, how to sell anything sales process. So even if you have no interest in what I'm sharing, you can look at the sales process and maybe get something from that if you're into sales. So for those who don't know me, my name is Willis. If you're on this channel, then it's pretty obvious. And I'm a men's transformational coach. My mission is to create courageous, competent, and ethical leaders. We're committed to the responsibility for attracting the reality they wish to experience. And a big part of attracting our reality is our emotional state. So imagine if you felt completely unfuckwithable, if you felt in total control of your emotions, utterly unreactive no matter what was going on, you were unfazed, you were stoic, you have mastery over your emotions, you dictate how you choose how you feel, and you're just in retaining total power over the reality that you can create. It begins with our emotions. But all too often, we find ourselves reactive. We find that external events influence us, influence the way we feel, and often in deconstructive, in non-constructive ways. You know, that could come from work, that could come from family, that could come from relationships, it can come from society. A bunch of things cause us to be reactive and not in total control. Maybe you have a, a boss who you consider hypocritical, you consider irresponsible, whatever, however you want to describe him or her, who's just always on your case, maybe blaming you, maybe, I don't know, whatever. Um, Maybe there's an expectation from society that gets on your nerves that you may not agree with, that you feel like really limits you and restricts you in some way. Maybe there's someone from your family who you just don't seem to get along with, who you just don't see eye to eye on many things with, um, but they're still like a member of your family. So I had some form of these experiences myself. For me, oh yeah, before go there, I should talk about like what emotional state would you like to feel less of? Maybe it's anger or sadness, jealousy, guilt, shame. What else? Disgust, I think is one. Fear. Well, for me, it's frustration. And this was strongest for me when I was in the military. I was almost always frustrated, often. And so eventually I chose to get out. But then I realized that I was still getting frustrated for various things. And that's when it prompted me to figure out like exactly what's going on, what's wrong with me, why am I still creating frustration in my life, why am I still feeling frustrated? I can't blame the my environment anymore because I've obviously made changes to it, but I'm still experiencing this emotion that I don't enjoy. And so it led me on a quest to learn about this. And what I learned is that our brains are like these programmable computers, and our emotional states come from the amygdala, which is a deeper uh, kind of the reptilian part of our brain, whereas our cognitive higher order processing is newer in the evolutionary timeline. And so, we tend to have this belief that it is our environment that causes us to feel certain emotions, right? Like this thing happened or that thing happened. And so I feel angry, I feel guilty. But it's actually what I learned is actually that our emotions dictate how we perceive the environment. So there's a more influence of our emotional baseline dictating how we perceive the environment. So Tony Robbins has the classic saying of, someone who's angry, an angry person finds a reason to get angry. A happy person finds a reason to be happy. So it doesn't matter what's going on externally. We will always find reasons or excuses to match our emotional baseline. And once I learned that, it led me on a quest to figure out how can I transform that. And that's what I'm here to share with you today. So, since my spiritual awakening the last 3 years, I've been on a quest to learn more about myself and the way that I am, and I discovered some key practices and tools that help me to rapidly transform my experience of life, to view every challenge as an opportunity for growth, and to really prioritize the our physical bodies as a true source of great wisdom. I've always been someone who enjoyed exercising, but as I learned more about various things from psychology to religion to emotions, all these things, so much of it is actually rooted in our biochemistry, in our neurology, in our anatomy. And so, yeah, that's why I'm sharing this. So, I've seen these various practices and tools work for personally, seen it work for dozens, maybe hundreds of people. I should figure out, which one I'm going to go with on that. From all over the world in retreats, in coaching, in men's groups, workshops, etc. And what I'm doing here is I'm seeking to bring all of these tools into one compact challenge. And some of the benefits and features. All right, so you will learn to forgive the pain from the past and see those experiences as fuel for your growth. You will learn that your external reality is a reflection of your internal reality, kind of like I mentioned. We will perceive the world and have it match the emotional baselines that we already have. And you will learn some resources to keep you resilient, to keep you grounded and optimistic about your life. Price juxtaposition. All right, so personally, I've spent thousands of dollars, countless hours in various settings all around the world to be able to bring this to you for a fraction of the cost. Gone through personal trial and error. I've learned various things, discarded what I felt doesn't work, just to be able to present to you the most impactful practices. And so this is work. This is really priceless work, because our emotions really dictate our lives. We all want to feel happy and excited and loving and grateful and peaceful. And so I'm gonna share that with you over a 3 week emotional transformation challenge. Only one easy payment of $199.99. What is my guarantee? Well, I firmly believe in the power of these practices and how effective they can be. I've seen them work time and again. So if you do not radically transform through this experience, I will give you 3 private coaching sessions. I don't know about this one yet. I'm still figuring that out. To guide you through the process. I do stand behind these tools and myself. And yeah, I'm going to figure that part out. Bonuses and call to action. So I actually have this aligned with, I'm learning more about astrology, and I'm having this align with the release of, from the full moon to the new moon is a time for release. And so this challenge will go from June 4th to the 18th, something like that. And so if you so you need to get this before June 4th. So my webinars will be before then, and it'll be 50% off if you get it before June 4th, so that you can begin the challenge in alignment with the new moon and time for release. And also, the first 7 people to sign up will receive an additional $50 off, so it will be $49.99 total. Amazing deal. I'm still figuring out all of that, so don't hold me to that. And I think that's it. So I know no one really watches this, and I'm not intending to sign anyone up with this video. It's just me practicing. But if you are interested, leave a comment, and we can hash out the details. But really, this video is just me sharing a practice run for the webinar and working out some kinks. But this is kind of Brendon Burchard's sales process, and you can use it for yourself in terms of mapping out, whatever course or offering you might have. That's it. Thanks for listening if you listened, and thank you for continuing to watch my videos. All the best.